Habaki mondongo, mwana mobaliko. Habaki mondongo, mwana mobali. Habaki mondongo, mwana mobali.
A little bit of time to allow her come. However, we will start, and when she comes, we will accord her her respect when she enters, if that's okay with every one of us. All right, just before we start, I'm just going to call on Pastor Alex Akemi to come and just give us a little short prayer to take us into the event proper. As with all things, we put God first. Thank you.
Thank you. Shall we bow our heads? Father, we want to thank you. We thank you for this event. We thank you for everyone here seated. We thank you for your power and your spirit in our midst. We commit everything to be done tonight to your holy hands. Lord, we ask that you take preeminence. In Jesus' precious name we have prayed.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'm just going to call on Mamobo Ogoro to give us the national anthem, both the Nigerian and the Irish national anthem. Thank you. So I will beg of you to be on your feet while the national anthems will be going on.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve the Father's land with love and strength and faith. The labors of our heroes past will never be in vain, to serve with hearts and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Sheena fina form, I talk for you again. Wind our slew, our thin ironicun, we've with vexer, shin tears, shin sharfa, asta, neonic, in tear, no fringe. And knocked him upon na leg window for no seal na goon raw Vilana no will shall live connig around nothing.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Again, I welcome you all to the third edition of the Women of Love International event, Educate a Girl, Secure the Future. And like I said, this year, we are in collaboration with the Nigerian community, Cork Island, to make this event a huge success. Basically, they keyed into the vision, understanding the fact that the education of the girl child is something that we should all come around and push forward for the world to see. Basically, if you look at what is happening all around the world now, one place or the other, a girl is being brutalized, killed, raped, taken out of school, abducted. One thing or the other is happening to the girl child before it becomes a situation where in Africa and other parts of the world, the girl child becomes extinct, because that's the way it's going if we do not try and nip this in the bud. Basically, we are hoping that with this event that we hold every single year, it will create the kind of awareness we want to create all over the world, to put some attention towards the education of the girl child. This evening we will be raising funds, and we will talk about that much later, but then I just want to throw that in before we have speeches, because we have a few people lined up to talk to us about the subject matter, the education of the girl child. This evening we will be raising funds for two very special organizations that are close to the heart of Women of Love International, the Girl Child Network Worldwide, founded by Mujwari Betty Makoni, and Because I Am a Girl, which is a Plan Island initiative. And in our midst this evening, our first speaker is actually representing Because I Am a Girl, which I said is a Plan Island initiative, and she will be our first speaker this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to welcome Sabrina Kevany from Plan Island.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ase. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Sabrina Kevany. I'm head of fundraising for an organisation called Plan Ireland. I had a small video to show you, but you're lucky because the video is broken, so it's just me. I'm very grateful to be given this opportunity to take part in the Educate a Girl, Secure the Future event on an issue which is a global priority for Plan. This is an issue the world constantly reminds us cannot be ignored, most recently in light of the kidnappings in Chibok, Nigeria. This is the issue of girls' education. It is critical when we discuss this that we don't just look at how girls can affect the world, but also reflect on how they are affected just because they are a girl. Plan is an international NGO working in 71 countries worldwide to bring about sustainable change and long-term development for children, families and communities through education, water and sanitation, child protection and emergency relief. Our special focus, as Ese mentioned, is our Because I Am a Girl campaign, which aims to change the face of girls' education worldwide. While there has long been an International Women's Day and an International Day of the Child, neither of these days recognize the unique challenges facing 1 in 5 girls who are denied an education by the daily realities of poverty, or the 150 million girls under the age of 18 who have experienced rape or other forms of sexual violence. Plan's Because I Am a Girl campaign aims to address these barriers and empower girls through education. International Day of the Girl on October the 11th was instituted 2 years ago to bring about a global focus to the widespread denial of basic human rights to girls and the invisibility of girls on the global development agenda. Plan was the first major organisation to call for an International Day of the Girl, so we are uniquely placed to explain the day's significance and help bring focus to the widespread denial of basic human rights, specifically education, to girls. This evening I am happy to be here to tell you about Plan's Because I Am a Girl campaign. I will also outline how you could help to drive support which is needed to ensure that girls are not left behind. I think that's why we're all here this evening. But how did it all begin for Plan? I want to tell you a story which has had a profound effect on the way Plan has worked over the past decade. On a cold day in 2004, in a small village of rural Nepal, a Plan director was in discussion with a community representative about some of the challenges they were facing. As the huddled group made requests for more blankets to cover themselves from the cold, Marianne saw a girl walk past, a little distance away from the conversation. Noticing the girl had barely enough clothes to keep her warm, she decided if she could discover more about the child's background. She met the girl's mother, who was doing the laundry. Another small child, a boy, sat playing in his school uniform. The mother was asked, "Why does this girl not have adequate clothing against the cold? Why does she not have a school uniform?" The mother's answer would have a profound effect on Marianne and indeed all of Plan. She answered, "Because she is a girl." It was from this moment that the phrase, "Because I am a girl," evolved, and it is to this girl, Sharmila, and the millions of others like her that we dedicate our global Because I Am a Girl campaign, which aims to give millions more young girls the education and skills they need to move from poverty to opportunity. From a small village in Nepal to a remote part of Nigeria, girls across the world are facing massive challenges every day. Over 6 weeks since they were taken, the girls in Nigeria are still missing. They were taken just because they were girls who wanted to learn, girls who wanted to make a better life for themselves and contribute to the future of their country. The world attention has been turned to their capture and their continuing imprisonment. From our part, we have called on the government of Nigeria to redouble its efforts to secure their unconditional and immediate release and their safe return. We have also urged all the world's governments and the international community to support the Nigerian government in tracing and reunifying the girls with their families and communities. There are currently 5 million girls outside of primary education in Nigeria, so these girls are but a small representative of a much larger group. In the surrounding countries where Plan is also in operation, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, the statistics are equally alarming. However, as His Excellency pointed out in the Oireachtas on Thursday, Nigeria is making progress towards the empowerment and education of women and girls, with several female government ministers in place. I think this evening is testament to these facts. These 200 girls, now 164, and millions more are part of the largest number of young people the world has ever seen. Their potential is enormous, and the power of educating girls is unquestionable. I have no doubt everyone here knows the numbers and statistics, like how an extra year of schooling for a girl increases her earning potential by 20%. Just think of that. If every girl had 1 more year of education, what a difference that would make to their local economy. Plan's 75 years of experience has shown that real change can take place when girls are valued. Investing in girls' education is the right, fair, and smart thing to do, and will help to end poverty for generations to come. Plan's Because I Am a Girl campaign aims to reach 4 million girls directly, improving their lives with access to school, skills, livelihood, and protection. We will achieve these improvements through better family and community support and access to services for girls. Because I Am a Girl is working with girls, communities, traditional leaders, governments, global institutions, and the private sector to address the barriers that prevent girls from completing their education. Globally, some of the issues girls face today are staggering. In terms of education, 66 million girls of primary school age are out of education and do not have any access to it. That's 1 in 5 girls around the world who should be in school today and are not. Not only is this unjust, it's also a huge waste of potential with serious global consequences. For every extra year a girl spends in secondary school equates to a 20% increase in income. So this isn't just a feeling, it's an investment. Many of these girls were often forced out of school due to early marriage, domestic obligations, violence in school, and prioritization of male siblings, as we saw in the case of Nepal. Education has the power to transform their lives and the world around them. Making it through both primary and secondary education is critical to girls being able to help to break the cycle of poverty. Plan's projects address the barriers to girls completing a quality education of at least 9 years, as well as equip them with the assets that they need to safeguard their future, provide gender equality, and improve their lives. Child marriage is another global phenomenon which can greatly curtail girls' opportunities. Every day, more than 2,500 girls, that's every day, under 18 are married as child brides, some as young as the age of 12. Girls who marry early are most often deprived of the opportunity to reach their full potential and rise out of poverty. The negative consequences of early marriage ripple across entire societies. Early marriage usually marks the end of a girl's education, the investment that could have had the greatest payoff for both their development and for national development goals. The consequences of early marriage reach beyond the lives of young married girls themselves and into the future generations. Children of young, uneducated mothers are less likely to have a good start to their education, to do well in class, and to continue beyond minimum schooling. The daughters of uneducated mothers are especially likely to drop out of school, to marry young, and to start the cycle again. Plan runs education programs to reduce the frequency of child marriage. Such programs increase the awareness of girls' rights and empower girls to resist becoming child brides themselves. Plan works with traditional leaders to ensure they know the dangers of child marriage and to encourage them to influence people to avoid this damaging practice. Domestic labour is another unique barrier which girls face. 90% of domestic workers are girls between the age of 12 and 17 years old globally. Child domestic labour is a major driver of late arrival at school, absenteeism and dropout from school at all levels, and of course dropout amongst the girls is highest. Girls engage in several aspects of work in the household: cooking, fetching water and firewood, childcare, as well as going to market. Girls' household labour and productive labour are often seen as critical for the poorest families to make ends meet. Parents may rely on daughters for childcare or to look after ailing family members so that they can go to work. To address this, Plan is working to tackle the tradition of child domestic labour. Plan implements projects which rescues and rehabilitates these girls to help them get back into school or provide alternative education support, like our girl-friendly schools, where girls can bring their siblings along to be looked after when they are learning. Plan also supports parents so they can earn a decent living for their families and don't have to send their daughters to work. Plan organises public awareness campaigns at all levels, from villages right up until the national stage, to re-educate the landowners and the higher income families who recruit these girls in the first place. When I travelled to Liberia recently, I asked the girls I met there what they wanted to be, and their responses were remarkable. The answers were careers about caring, helping, and solving. There was a doctor, a nurse, a politician, a healthcare provider, a teacher, and I couldn't help but just think of this untapped resource and potential in countries, especially those who have struggled with conflict. This is what Because I Am a Girl is all about. Girls being given an opportunity to access their own rights. It is our responsibility to provide support, skills, and confidence to allow Because I'm a Girl to multiply. It is our responsibility to let them take it from here, because trust me, they will. Last year, Plan, through our Because I'm a Girl campaign, worked with nearly 2 million girls directly and just over 18 million girls indirectly. That's an estimated total of 20 million girls helped to realise their potential in the campaign's first year alone. Ladies and gentlemen, the tipping point is here. It's mothers, women now in their 20s and their 30s, who hold the key to unlock the power of their daughters like no other generation. This is because they themselves have had some level of exposure to formal education and want this for their children, especially their daughters. Never has there been more potential for girls, and never has there been such real and constant reminders of why this is needed. To truly unleash the potential of girls, the world needs to set specific targets, post-Millennium Development Goals in 2015, which do that. Plan's focus is on education and child protection, and we call for all girls and boys to complete a quality primary and lower secondary education at a minimum. The barriers to education that I've mentioned, child marriage, gender-based violence, and child labour, all need to be eliminated so that every child is included and has equal access to education. The schools in which they learn should be safe, secure, and healthy, and to ensure that every country needs to have effective, adequately resourced, and sustainable child protection systems. Even in times of disaster, these should not be forgotten. There are challenges ahead in achieving this, but much has been achieved in the last few years, and it's wonderful to see. My call to you is let us find new and additional ways of working together to overcome these challenges and help to unleash the exciting and huge potential for girls around the world. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that round of applause is not enough for all the fantastic work that Flat Island is doing all over the world, creating an avenue for girl children to be educated. Thank you very much indeed, Sabrina. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be calling upon another speaker in a moment. However, I am very overwhelmed by your presence here. And so just before the next speaker comes along, I'm going to sing a song. Do you all mind? So this song was originally done by Dionne Warwick. Who knows who Dionne Warwick is? Yeah. I asked my daughter, do you know who Dionne Warwick is? She said no. Do you know who Beyonce is? Well, yeah. They know Beyonce. Dionne Warwick is a powerful woman in her own way and in her own way of life. She's encouraged us with songs, and I want to sing one of the songs that she wrote, and it's called Keep Smiling, Keep Shining. I don't know if the keyboardist is here to help me. And I never thought I'd feel this way, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad I got the chance to say that I do believe I love you. And if I should ever go away, well then close your eyes and know it is the way we feel today. And then if you can't remember, oh, keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. And you came in loving me. There's so much more I want to say. And so by the way, I thank you. Oh, and then for the times that we're apart, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way we do today. And then if you can't remember, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. I love you, I love you, I said I love you, I love you, I really love you, I 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 love you, and I want you to know that you can count on me. I want to know that I can count on you when we come together in love. There's there's so much more that we can do. And then, if I should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way you do today. And then if you can remember, keep smiling, always smile, keep shining, let the light shine, knowing you can always count on me, for sure. That's what friends are for, in good times and in bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We must all keep shining, we must all keep smiling, we must all keep showing love, we must all keep coming together. When we call for situations like this, it's not just because we want to put a show together, it's because there is a message that has to be told to the world. Educate a girl, secure the future. We all heard what Sabrina said.